Hello, seniors. This is Dr. Nugent checking in. It's been a little bit of time, over a week or so, since I last had a chance to share a message with you. And since then, obviously, we found out some very disappointing news that the governor of Pennsylvania had declared that schools will be shut down for the remainder of the school year. And clearly, that presents some significant challenges for all of us. So with that being said, I wanted to get back to each and every one of you to share some news and some planning that we've been doing internally. As many of you know, there are several events, end-of-year events, that we all look forward to, and that unfortunately, with the closing of schools, have become greatly hindered in their ability to occur. So with that being said, I wanted to share with you some of the planning that we have completed. We'll let you know that this planning has been done with the administrative staff and also with your senior class officers. We've met with the senior officers on 2 occasions. So what I'm going to be sharing with you today is information that has been shared with them. And fortunately, I think at this point there's a mutual agreement of support on what we're looking to do. So I wanted to spend some time to do that with you. Across the country right now, we still are seeing a continued number of cases of the COVID-19, growing number of deaths in our country, loved ones, and even some of you in our senior class may have experienced relatives that have been testing positive for COVID-19. So with that being said, I do know that most of you, if you're paying attention to the news, there's been a declaration of phases that will come into play when we begin to open the country up, or the state or the county, or anything that we're looking to reopen, getting the economy up and going and getting people back to work, etc. So clearly, as a school district, we are bound to abide by those guidelines, and we don't have a choice in that matter. So with that being said, looking at the 3 phases, the first 2 phases still have some great restrictions on our ability to offer different types of events as far as crowd numbers, etc. So we hope that we have something positive to share with you today. I hope I have something positive to share with you today. And I want to take here a minute or two to share with you what we're thinking. So again, I'm going to look at my notes as I do when I am talking to you. But at this particular time, we are looking to provide what we feel is a unique opportunity, and something we haven't heard from other schools, surrounding schools. There's some great ideas out there. Some are conducive for us, some maybe not so. But what we're looking to do, gang, is to provide each and every graduate of our senior class the same opportunity that every graduate has had in the past year's history of our school district. And that is for each graduate to have an opportunity to walk across our stage, graduation stage, with your cap and gown on, with your immediate family present, and have your name called, be able to walk across the stage, receive your diploma jacket, and follow the normal routine that we would typically do. So I want to spell that out for you a little bit today. We're excited to try to make this work, and we think we have a plan in place that will work for all of us. So what we'd like to do, and we're going to put some communication out about this, but we're going to actually hold an individual graduation ceremony for each and every senior. Graduates would arrive during an assigned time in their cap and gown along with their immediate family. The graduate will enter the gymnasium and will walk across the stage to receive their diploma jacket. All the while, RCTV will video each individual graduate, and then we'll edit all graduates along with all commencement speakers into a full graduation ceremony, which will air on June 12th, 2020 at 7 p.m. In addition, I wanted to add, before we get into the details about this ceremony, if and when permitted, Springford is planning and will plan to schedule a special event for all graduates and their families to commemorate their high school achievements. The date would be determined based upon the appropriate mandated phase we are in the reopening of our country. So with that being said, I want to piggyback to the graduation ceremony. So what we want to do is invite every one of you to come into school, have your cap and gown with you, your tassel, go down the senior hallway. If you are to receive a graduate honor cord, you would do that. Remember, this year we have summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. So there are three different distinctions in honor cord. We would make sure that the graduate has that honor cord. They would proceed to the gymnasium, and just like our prior graduating classes, they would enter the gymnasium. They would walk across our stage. Looks exactly the same as any other year. Your immediate family, and we say immediate because we're only going to allow so many people, because we still must maintain the social distancing guidelines and the large crowd guidelines that we are bound to at this time. So what this will do is we'll give every senior an opportunity to walk across the stage. Your immediate family could take a couple pictures while you're going across the stage. We are planning to have a photographer there, and also RCTV will be there filming that. You'll exit the gymnasium, have an opportunity to take some pictures with your family at our Springford backdrop that we use for our photo opportunities before you would exit the building. So to accomplish this, as you may be aware, we have over 620 graduates. So this is quite an undertaking on our part. So we're going to need great cooperation from all of our seniors, and also some help from our staff and administration, because this will take the better part of 4 days to accomplish this. But it's so important to me, and so important to Mr. Rigner and our other senior and our senior class officers, that you have the opportunity to walk across this stage, that we're willing to put this time and effort into this. So again, each and every senior will have that opportunity to walk across the graduation stage, as they always have had. We're going to give you more detail on that in email, Skylar messages. We're going to give you more detail. There may be even some details attached with this video that I'm recording now, so that when you see it, you can look at that information at that time. So remember, and then after that, and we put all this together, and we put our regular video. We're going to have a video, commencement video, completely edited. Our class officers will still call your names like we traditionally do. The alma mater will be played like we traditionally do. All the music that goes with the graduation ceremony, the speeches, etc. So that's an important piece for us. The reason that we're not pushing graduation back to another date deep into the summer or beyond is we don't feel confident to do that and then have that date fall through, or have the same restrictions be placed upon us, and now we can't have our normal graduation, and then push that date again to August and have the same thing happen again. There's conversation across the country that colleges and universities and high schools alike may not be in school in the fall. We don't have the luxury to put ourselves in the position where we never had a graduation ceremony of any sort. There's documentation that you need and you deserve. Your diploma. If you're a scholarship winner, you want to have an opportunity to receive that scholarship. If you're an honor banquet invitee, we want to make sure that you receive the program for that event, and also your plaque that you've earned. So there's a multitude of things that we want to make sure that you do have the ability to obtain that material, those documents, and still be able to potentially, one, have this graduation ceremony, or two, this event that I'm talking about later in the summer. You may wonder what that event might look like. I can tell you this: we're willing to do pretty much whatever we can to make it a great day if we have the opportunity. For example, we may set this commencement stage up again on the stadium field. You can bring your caps and gowns, take pictures. You can wear shorts and a t-shirt. We're looking at having hot dogs and hamburgers, sign yearbooks, just get together with your friends, be in the stadium for the last time. So we have some pretty good ideas for that later in the summer event. And again, we wouldn't know if and when we can schedule that, but we surely would once that window was opened. So we hope that this is not what everybody wanted, I'm sure, but this isn't what we want either. But we believe it would be irresponsible not to have something prepared so that we have some event for you, our seniors, and getting you into the building, getting you to be able to walk across the stage, hear your name called, have your mom and dad or your closest loved ones or immediate family there with you, we think is important. So we're willing to put that time in. It's going to take us four or 5 days to complete the filming. 7 to 8, 9 hours a day. But of course, when your group does come, you would not be there for that length of time. You'd probably be coming about waves of an hour every hour. So that's where we are right now. I'm going to look at my notes and make sure that I covered everything that I wanted to share with you. Just another couple little things that I wanted to share. If you haven't seen it already, if you've been driving down 422 by March Lumber there in Limerick Township, hopefully maybe you did already see. I called Lamar Signs. I spoke with Lamar Signs. This is the billboards that you see on the expressway, and worked with them to get a graduation message, a duly deserved graduation message to all of our seniors. So we hope that everyone has had an opportunity to see that. If you haven't and you're driving down the expressway towards the outlets or towards King of Prussia, hopefully you get a chance to see that. I think it's a nice big shout out to all of our seniors to congratulate them for their schooling. So to make all this happen, we need to have this start on May 25th. The filming needs to start the 26th, excuse me. May 25th is a Memorial Day. But May 26th, which is a Tuesday, and because of getting things started and trying to have your honor cords prepared and everybody have their caps and gowns, we need to get that out to you sooner. And for that reason, we need to take a close look. We needed to take a close look at your schooling and the requirements you have for school, for your high school obligations academically that still exist. So as it stands now, and going forward, so you know, planning-wise, May 22nd, Friday, May 22nd would be your last day, seniors, for academic obligations. In other words, that would be your last day of school for this particular school year, May 22nd. May 26th, we would begin our filming for our graduation video. All that week, students would be coming to the building, walking across the stage, hearing their name called, getting their diploma jacket. And then after June 12th, or prior to June 12th, right around there, we're ironing out the details. We would actually invite all the students to come back in a drive-through fashion to receive an envelope with your diploma, all your updated transcripts, with your awards that you may have won from academics, athletics, music, whatever the case may be. We're trying to put all that planning together as well so that you can have all of the items that you earned through the course of your schooling. So that's some important information for you that we wanted to share. So with that being said, I want to wrap this up. Hopefully I hit some of the major things. The end of school, May 22nd. Our plans for our graduation ceremony, and our plans for later in the summer if we're permitted the opportunity to get our group together. So there's a lot of things on everyone's plate. I understand that. There's a lot of stress, a lot of disappointment. We're trying to look with a vision to try to provide the best opportunity we can for you, minus trying to push graduation dates to dates that are unknown, that we have no idea whether we could get to that date and even be able to violate any or be able to conduct a ceremony as normal. So with that being said, there's going to be some emails and some other information sent out to you. We hope that you read everything, pay close attention. We're going to assume that everyone is going to participate in this graduation ceremony. If you don't or you're absent, you would need to let us know so that we can try to get you into the video. So there's going to be some real tight components to this, and everyone's cooperation, following the timelines, etc., is going to be really, really important. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off at this time. I hope that this provides some vision for you for the conclusion and the closure of our current school year. I'm with you. I'm disappointed. We're all disappointed. We wish things could be different, but these things are out of our control. The ability to gather in large groups is out of our control. The ability to have a situation with multiple 1,000 students in the same place, or 6,000 people in the stadium, or like I said, even 1,000 is really out of our control. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off again. Apologize for rambling there a little bit, but I hope that this information does provide some closure for you as far as what's next. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk soon.